Coming up, we'll tell you how the new Smart Shuttle system is stimulating the local economy. Also, why MSU students think there are different ways the transit system could improve upon. Mississippi State University's Models of Distinction are gearing up for another season of fun and fashion with their new spring recruits.
Your news, keeping our state informed. Broadcasting from the home of the Bulldogs. Now, from the University Television Studios of Mississippi State University, this is Take 30 News.
Which drugstores are placing a ban on tobacco products? And where in the world is Malaysian Flight 370? We'll fill you in on all the details here on Take 30 News. I'm Clinton Alexander.
And I'm Ashlyn Watkins. Looking for another way to get around town? We'll tell you all about the newest transit system in Starkville, but first, strangers find an abandoned baby in a Monroe County warehouse. This is Take 30's top story. A Mississippi woman accused of abandoning her newborn son at the storage building on West Pittsboro Street in Houston is now facing criminal charges. 25-year-old Coralyn Watkins is being charged with 1 count of felony child abuse and 1 count of abandoning a child under the age of 6. Police say some children discovered the baby on Friday while playing outside. He was immediately airlifted to Le Bonheur Children's Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee. Watkins was placed on probation after being involved in a similar incident in 2010. Police say the baby is doing well and will remain in the custody of Department of Human Services until adoption papers can be filed.
A 4.4 magnitude earthquake hit Los Angeles near the Santa Monica fault line early Monday morning. According to USA Today, the quake was centered in San Fernando Valley, 6 miles north of UCLA. The strike occurred 5 miles underground. However, the shock did not affect the rail systems and no damages have been reported.
The missing Malaysia Airlines flight carrying 239 passengers that disappeared on March 8th has yet to be found. The New York Times reported that the mysterious turn that diverted the plane was programmed into a computer board and not manually controlled by the pilots. The flight took off from Kuala Lumpur towards Beijing at 12:41 a.m. and reportedly lost contact with the ground control 38 minutes later. Australia and Indonesia have now joined the search efforts to locate this lost flight.
The Mississippi Department of Transportation, the City of Starkville, and Mississippi State University have teamed up to launch a new shuttle system. Pranav Jadhav has more.
State University students and the City of Starkville residents have found a new way to commute in the city, the Smart Shuttle system, which is funded by a grant from the Mississippi Department of Transportation. These shuttles carry anyone absolutely free to various locations in the city, including grocery stores, hospitals, and apartment complexes.
Last week, it had already been a total of 11,000 riders on the shuttle. Most of those probably students, but I think some in the city are also riding it. We were hearing suggestions coming in for, could the shuttle come to this area or that area. I believe once we get through that semester and have a chance to really evaluate and look, we'll be able to see where adjustments may need to be made.
From an economic standpoint, these smart shuttles are increasing the marketability value of the properties in the city that they travel to. Property owners believe that this is their best selling point.
We are leasing our apartments. We tell the students that move in here that they can ride the shuttle to school, and the shuttle actually comes every 6 or 7 minutes. So it's a great selling point for us, and they like the fact that they don't have to drive on campus.
Even after carrying 60,000 commuters in one single week, students still believe that the Smart Shuttle system has ways it could improve in.
It's very helpful, and I also feel like it needs improvement. But when I say it's very helpful, I mean that it takes people to Walmart in places they need to go. Does it need improvement? Yes, it does need improvement, simply because it's never on time. Like, they need the tracking thing to work.
The City of Starkville have financed these shuttle stops equipped with solar-powered lights, trash cans, and the live tracking system which is needed for the efficient running of these smart shuttles. You can track the shuttles on transit.msstate.edu. This is Pranav Jadhav for Take 30 News.
Ohio Attorney General Mike DeWine, along with 27 other states, are trying to encourage retailers with pharmacies to ban the sale of tobacco products. Some of these retailers include Walmart, CVS, and Walgreens. CVS was the first to agree to stop selling tobacco products in all of its 7,600 pharmacies, costing them about $2 billion in annual sales. New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman says that selling tobacco products in pharmacy stores sends a mixed message to consumers when the store's primary goal is to be promoting good health.
Don't go away. Our own Jackson Meadows will tell us about how one woman has been gaining recognition both on and off the court in the SEC this basketball season. You're watching Take 30 News.
Who would you leave behind? If you're struggling with suicidal thoughts, call the National Suicide Hotline.
In high school, you got away with it. But now, at Mississippi State, do the right thing. Obey the honor code.
The rainforest is home to nearly 2/3 of animal species, and almost half the medicines that we use come from rainforests. But by 2060, nearly all of our rainforests will be gone. So how do we stop it? One way is to recycle. At home, at work, at school. Recycle paper, cans, bottles, and more. Also, save energy by using cold water in the washing machine. Keep your car tuned up and carpool or use public transportation. And finally, spread the word to everyone.
So Jackson, what's new in sports this week?
Actually, this week, Ashlyn, we have Anthony Dixon, a former MSU running back, signing with the Buffalo Bills. Also, we have spring football practices starting, and we are underway in March Madness. All that and more coming up on Take 30 Sports. Welcome to Take 30 Sports. I'm Jackson Meadows. After dominating players all year long on both ends of the floor, MSU center Martha Allwall did not go unnoticed. Last week, Allwall was named first team All-SEC and won Co-Defensive Player of the Year. As if that wasn't enough, in the team's opening win during the SEC tournament against Missouri, Allwall posted 16 points and eclipsed the 1,000-point total for her career. That feat makes her the 16th member to join an exclusive club at MSU. For the year, she averaged over 15 points per game and shot an impressive 50% from the field. She will be the focal point for the team as they prepare to make a deep run this postseason. The college basketball playoffs are finally upon us. The Mississippi State's women's team has qualified for the NIT tournament and are preparing for today's matchup against Tulane. While they are practicing for the NIT, other schools are training for the national championships. 64 teams are all competing for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to cut down the nets as champions. The seeding has been released and the team's practices have already started. It is sure to be an interesting March. With much of their success coming in non-conference play this season, the MSU women's softball team looked to continue that success when they took on the Memphis Tigers on the MSU softball field last night. In what was a close and tight matchup all game long, it was a stolen base from infielder Julia Eccles in the final inning that put the Bulldogs in position to win. After the stolen base, the Memphis Tigers made a critical fielding error which led to Eccles scoring the game-winning run to give the Lady Bulldogs a 2-1 victory. This was a much-needed win for the team after a slow start in SEC play. Their record currently stands at 22-8, and the Lady Bulldogs are 1-5 in conference play. They will look to use this win as a confidence booster as they head back into SEC action when they travel this weekend to face the Auburn Tigers. Head coach Dan Mullen and the Mississippi State football team began practicing yesterday for the 2014 season. The Bulldogs met at the Leo Seal Junior Football Complex for their first of 15 spring practices. 14 of the 15 practices will be open to the public. Spring practices will finish with the maroon and white spring game on Saturday, April 12th at noon during Super Bulldog weekend. That game aligns with the NCAA rules that permits teams to go through 15 spring practice sessions. The Bulldogs will be returning a squad that helped end the 2013 season with a 7-6 record and a win over Rice in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. The schedule for the Road Dogs tour has been announced for the spring of 2014. Head football coach Dan Mullen, athletic director Scott Strickland, and the women's and men's basketball coaches will hit the road to meet and interact with MSU alumni and fans. According to the NCAA rules, MSU coaches are not allowed to contact any prospective athletes while visiting cities in Mississippi, Tennessee, and Alabama. To see the rest of the tour dates, please visit www.alumni.msstate.edu. Former running back for Mississippi State and 49ers, Anthony Dixon is heading to Buffalo. Dixon and the Buffalo Bills have agreed to terms on a 3-year deal. This will most likely place Dixon as the third-string running back behind C.J. Spiller and Fred Jackson. Dixon has rushed for 458 yards in his career to go along with 8 touchdowns. Since the 2011 season, Dixon has appeared in all 72 games since he joined the league. The Bills plan to use him as a running back as well as a special teams player this upcoming season. Well, that's it for Take 30 Sports this week. Coming up after the break, Zach Miller will sit us down with an MSU student who gave back to the Mississippi Delta for his spring break.
Hi, I'm Caleb Story, and I'm here with you today to tell you about keeping Mississippi State beautiful. Since 1878, Mississippi State has remained a beautiful and clean campus. Do what I do. Do your part to keep this campus classy and clean.
Procrastination is the destruction of most, if not all, college students. By the time we reach college, we are all experts at avoiding the inevitable. Avoiding homework to get more leisure time sounds like a good idea until the night before when we have to cram. You can avoid becoming a victim to procrastination by assessing the task at hand, scheduling times to work on it, and eliminating distractions.
Don't put off your homework. Do it now.
It's not.
Welcome back to Take 30. I'm Zach Miller, and I'm here today with John Miller. John is a student who decided to give up his spring break to make a difference. How are you doing today, John?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
I'm doing well. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you did over spring break?
For spring break, as part of a class, I went down to the Delta, and we traveled around to different historical sites, and we also did community service at numerous locations.
Oh, okay. So was this a part of a class, or?
Oh, yes. It's part of the History of the Delta Service Spring Break class. In that it's a history class. We learn all about the civil rights movement that started in the Delta and then progressed from there.
And what sort of service did they have you doing?
We went to a bunch of farms, planted a lot of strawberries and stuff like that, moved dirt a lot. And then we picked up trash on multiple occasions, so it was your typical community service.
So just a lot of cleanup then?
Yes, a lot of cleanup.
What was your favorite part of your experience?
Favorite part was definitely on Tuesday of the trip, we got to go to Arkansas and we canoed down the Mississippi River. And we ended up on this island called Buck Island, where we traveled up, we walked around picking up trash, and then the people that brought us down there, the canoe company that came with us, actually cooked us ribs and stuff on the island over an open fire. So that was pretty enjoyable.
And can you just talk about some of the places you visited specifically?
Sure. We started off the trip going to a little church built 150-ish years ago called Little Zion's Church. It's where Randy Johnson, the blues player, is buried. We did some service there, raked up leaves, cut down some branches, stuff like that. From there, other locations we went to Bryant's Grocery, where Emmett Till supposedly whistled at a white woman that ended up getting him killed. We went to Fannie Lou Hamer's grave, who was a key civil rights activist from the Delta, and a few other smaller places.
It sounds like there's definitely a lot of historical value on this trip.
Definitely.
What would you say a student needs to be prepared for if this is something they might want to do?
Oh, well, it is a 3,000 level history class, so all we really do is write essays. So yeah, prepare to do a lot of work for the class.
All right, well, thank you very much for coming. Up next, we have Amber, who is going to be talking about the Weeks, who are coming to perform in Starkville. Stay with us.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that paper. Yeah, for Teresa's class. Well, no, I'm not going to do it.
Who would you leave behind? If you're struggling with suicidal thoughts, call the National.
Welcome back. I'm Amber Cooper with your entertainment news. Mississippi State's Model of Distinctions held their semi-annual trials for students interested in being a part of the world of fashion. Our very own Desmond Davis has the story.
To analyze and critique students that showed up for Models of Distinction tryouts. With the new season quickly approaching, the need for new members has become urgent. Runway coach Sierra Ferguson and Marshall Clinton both clearly explained to all contestants what they were looking for.
I was looking for people with confidence, someone that can really show us that, you know, they have a sense of fashion and they're able to portray that through, you know, what they wear and their walks. So that's pretty much what, you know, we're kind of looking for.
The guys and girls came in and shredded their stuff, giving it all they had in hopes that they would win the judges over. Ready and eager to bring the newest trends of fashions to piers and to the runways. Some old members even came back to auditions in an effort to get their spots back.
I was in Models of Distinction last semester and I really enjoyed it, so I'm back for a second time.
Tryouts also shortly became a reunion for returning MOD members who hadn't seen each other in a while. With the new season underway filled with fun, fashion, and festivities, we are eager to see what they have in store for us. MOD's president and vice president promises even bigger and better shows this semester and ensure they will be worth attending.
MOD has two big shows on their schedule for the semester: the Columbus Fashion Week and the season finale Ebony Fashion Review, with many other appearances in between. Sir Elton John is returning to Mississippi tonight to perform in Tupelo for the Bancorp South Arena's 20th anniversary season. Elton will be performing his major hits along with other classic songs from his album discography, including a few new songs from his latest album entitled The Diving Board that was released on September 24th. The last time Elton performed at the Bancorp South Arena was in 1998 to a sold-out crowd of 10,000 fans. Mississippi native band The Weeks will perform at Rick's Cafe in Starkville on Friday night. This indie rock band has made a lot of noise over the past 8 years and recently toured all over Europe in the summer of 2013 with Kings of Leon. Doors will open at 8 p.m. and the show will begin at 9, starting with Hey Rocco, followed by Junior Astronomers. Tickets are $12 and can be purchased at Rick's Cafe on Highway 82 East or online at www.rickscafe.net. Looking for a new way to join in on community fun this spring? Well, you may not have to look any further than Starkville's Downtown Playhouse. Members of the Golden Triangle area trickled into the Starkville Community Theater last month to audition for the upcoming play, Don't Dress for Dinner. This 2-act farce comedy about the complications of love is set to be directed by Gabe Smith and will be the 4th production of SCT's 37th season. Vice President of Play Selection Thomas L. LaFleur has been actively working as volunteer since the year 2000. LaFleur says that SCT has been a great way for community members of all ages to come together and get involved locally.
To either just as an audience member experience theater or even get involved in shows and work either backstage or audition and get a chance to be on stage in a place where we don't have access to a lot of professional theaters.
Performances of Don't Dress for Dinner are set to begin April 24th and wrap up on May 3rd. For more information on how to get involved with their website at www.sct-onlot.org. Loren Scott, the esteemed designer and girlfriend of Mick Jagger, was found dead in her Manhattan apartment Monday. The apparent cause of death was suicide, as she was found hanging by a scarf inside her 8th-floor posh apartment. Loren was 49 years old and was known for her fashion design and recent work with Banana Republic. She was loved by many celebrities, including Sarah Jessica Parker, Michelle Obama, and Angelina Jolie. Scott was at the Paris Fashion Week last month, walking the runway for Chanel and other notable designers. She had recently canceled her London Fashion Week show due to production problems. Coming up, we'll give you tips on how to beat those dreaded allergies and what researchers have discovered about our solar system by telescope in the South Pole.
Procrastination is the destruction of most, if not all, college students. By the time we reach college, we are all experts at avoiding the inevitable. Avoiding homework to get more leisure time sounds like a good idea until the night before when we have to cram. You can avoid becoming a victim to procrastination by assessing the task at hand, scheduling times to work on it, and eliminating distractions.
Don't put off your homework. Do it now.
Some people think they don't have to obey the rules. But when it comes to the rules here at Mississippi State, you better take notice. Don't think you're above the law, or they'll find you. Nope. You could find yourself on the outside looking in.
Ring responsibly, MSU.
Plant scientists at MIT announced on Monday that they had succeeded in creating the world's first bionic plant. By embedding carbon nanotubes within the leaf, the team reported that the plant saw a 30% increase in light absorption, greatly increasing their ability to produce energy through photosynthesis. While this process is unlikely to yield any commercial benefits in the immediate future, the experiment does open up long-term research into potential applications of bionic plants, such as giving them the ability to detect pollutants. Scientists say the process is also very affordable, costing only about 10 cents per plant.
As the seasons begin to change, so will the pollen count for Mississippi. Spring is beautiful for much of the United States, but can be brutal for those living in the Southeast. According to the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America, Jackson, Mississippi is regarded as the national allergy capital of the U.S. Staying indoors and watching your environment can be life-saving. Experts believe runners must choose the right time of the day to run, and running in the evening is not encouraged. If you are prone to allergies or getting the flu, then contact your doctor on what action is best to take. Excessive sneezing, coughing, itching eyes, or runny nose may be early signs of a developing allergy.
There's good news for the coffee lovers out there, as Starbucks will soon be coming to Highway 12, making it the newest addition to the popular local coffee business. The coffee scene is continuing to grow. Currently, 2 local coffee shops, Strange Brew and 929, call Starkville home. But with an increase in demand and interest, one more business will be setting up shop soon. The well-known chain Starbucks began construction in January. The shop will be located at the University Crossing Shopping Center on Highway 12. Construction is moving quickly, with plans to be completed by August of 2014. Starbucks is one of 96 new businesses to have developed over the past year, and the city is excited for the rapid growth and development.
Starkville is a small college town on a national scale that offers basically everything that other college towns offer. So the more we can bring in business-wise to offer to our citizens and our students, it's wonderful.
Strange Brew is located just across the street from the future Starbucks on Highway 12. Strange Brew was the first coffee shop to establish itself in Starkville, and many love its eclectic atmosphere and welcoming feel, embracing its presence in town.
It's the small town feel with the big school right next door, and everybody comes here from students to locals.
Strange Brew is known for its house coffee and being the catch-all for students wanting to study and relax. The second business to establish itself is 929, located on Main Street downtown. 929 has been extremely popular since the day it opened its doors in spring of 2013. From its rustic decor and inviting patio to its signature menu and community involvement, 929 is a local favorite with much to offer.
People come here and can express themselves through like the bingo night and stuff like that, but like I feel like it's being built up more so, and that's needed to happen in Starkville for a long time, and I see that finally beginning to happen.
Commercial property makes up 15% of Starkville and is consistently increasing, with more and more businesses seeking to call Starkville home. Of those, coffee shops are quickly popping up and are in high demand. It's safe to say that for Starkville's loyal residents, coffee is not just a business, but a culture.
Albert Einstein's century-old theory of general relativity received a boost to its credibility on Monday as scientists announced they had spotted evidence of a phenomenon known as a gravitational wave. A team of researchers utilizing a special radiation-sensitive telescope based at the South Pole. It spotted a rippling effect in cosmic energy that may help explain the very rapid expansion of the universe we live in today. Once these findings can be verified, this will be a major discovery for astrophysics, as it would confirm one of the last unproven aspects of Einstein's theory.
Thanks for being here with us this Wednesday afternoon. You can like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Take 30 News. I'm Ashlyn Watkins.
And I'm Clinton Alexander. Tune in every Monday and Wednesday at 4 p.m. for Take 30 News right here on MSU TV.
That was a good job.